I think that the Republicans, to a large extent, are, worried that there's going to be too many strings that comes with this bailout money. But let's turn to Brendan. Are you okay to do this? That guy, which one? Oh yeah, this Florida. Look, this is from Florida, and the Okeechobee town meeting or whatever it is, right? And this is a guy named Bryant Culpepper. I knew a couple of Culpeppers back in Worcester. In Okeechobee, Florida. He is a Okeechobee County commissioner. And I'm not showing you this because I'm worried about Okeechobee, Florida. I am now worried about Okeechobee, Florida, but we should be worried about everywhere in the country. But I think this is indicative. I mean, I've been saying this now for a couple of weeks. Guys like Sean Hannity, all of those right-wing talkers, the president of the United States, I think they all are going to have blood on their hands by sort of denying this stuff and putting out just absolute garbage. Listen carefully to this exchange in this Okeechobee town hall where this commissioner is explaining what is a legit response to the coronavirus. Here it is. Hold on. I'm not getting audio.
No? Okay.
Oh, bear with us, folks. I don't know what happens over the course that we tested my phone system. My phone system didn't work all of a sudden. Like Skype didn't pick up the thing, so we had to do a different one. We tested this. I guess maybe we could do like multiple tests.
Nasal passages.
Okay, here we go.
This might sound kind of silly, but being in the medical field that I was as a paramedic, it started to make a lot of sense. One of the things that was pointed out in this interview with one of the doctors, foremost doctors that has studied the
pause
coronavirus.
it for 1 second. All right, we jumped into this a little bit late. He is going over, how to respond to the coronavirus. And I think he's retelling about an interview he saw on One America Network. Is that the name of it? OWN. They bill themselves as the new Fox. Go ahead.
Says that the nasal passages and the nasal membranes are the coolest part of the body. That's why the virus tends to go there until it then becomes healthy enough to go into the lungs. This sounds really goofy, and it did to me too, but it works. Once the temperature reaches 136 degrees Fahrenheit, the virus falls apart and just disintegrates, okay? And I said, well, how would you get the temperature up to 132 degrees? The answer was you use a blow dryer because it's capable of doing that. So you hold a blow dryer in front of your face and you inhale with your nose, and it kills all the viruses in your nose.
Okay.
I would just caution residents to, if there's lots of misinformation out there. We're hearing and learning a lot on social media, and there's just a lot of misinformation on how to cure this disease. And, I personally would just leave that to your medical provider. I've heard so much, just sad information about, how to cure this virus. And it's a new virus. That's why they call it a novel coronavirus. And just caution on the, mechanisms of, trying to treat this on your own, and leave that up to the medical professionals to be able to do that for you.
Social media, I would not even have brought that up. This was on OAN and One American News Network, which is the fastest growing national network on cable. And it's the new Fox News, if you want to know the truth. And it was a doctor, and it did have his credentials that he has been one of the foremost doctors in studying, how this is transmitted. And that's where that came from. And I agree with you. There's a lot of baloney out there on social media. You've got to be very careful. But I only brought it up because it came from a pretty reliable source.
I don't I don't know how to I don't know how to I don't know how to respond to that, other than like we're watching like a rolling tragedy that has been, um, I mean, it's literally like just watching a motion video of an arsonist going and pouring gas on a fire. I mean, there's so much that is disturbing. What I really appreciate too is like how he said like it works, as if he's tested it out. Apparently, you can burn your skin at like 110 degrees. So 136, first of all, you have literally singed your face. I don't know if a blow dryer can get that hot. Maybe it can, but you would not put it up to your nose to get your flesh to 136 degrees.
Well, I've devised a contraption where I take a space heater and I put a ring around my neck and just hold it up near my nose. And I've been out in the city walking around. It's been real nice.
And where did you see this? I mean,
I built it.
It was on TV, and it was a doctor who had credentials. I mean, we're going to see, there's going to be I'm telling you, and I've been saying this, you're going to be able to overlay the graph of on a per capita basis of deaths and the ratings for right-wing news. I think we're already seeing it in terms of governors. There's that story. I think it was on the Daily Kos about comparing Kentucky versus Tennessee, and the responses there, just in terms of the way that the two governors, you got Bashir in Kentucky who beat Bevin, and Bill Lee in Tennessee, a Republican, and it's absolutely stunning. Like you could scroll down to the graph here. You can see the difference in just like what they yeah, can you make that bigger? Yeah, let's see this. So you can see around here, right? Okay, that's good. You can see that the rate of growth gets exponential as time goes on. That's why the first couple of weeks are the most important weeks in this thing, and that's why we are screwed in this country. Because you can see, like in blue, the boxes are where the government and Bashir acts. On March 10th, you have a little bit more cases in Kentucky. Well, Tennessee had 7, Kentucky had 8. There's executive orders to refill prescriptions for 30 days, closes prison visitation, restricts long-term care facilities. Meanwhile, in Tennessee, the governor states no need for schools or workplaces to close. And earlier, the governor strongly encourages social distancing, begins updates on the coronavirus. He talks about on March 11th, schools close within 72 hours. And on March 12th, you have finally Tennessee declares a state of emergency. But everybody, that's been going on for a long time. People don't do that. And it's not until the 13th that he even talks about hand washing. By the 14th, and he just says that to vulnerable populations. By the 14th, you have hospitals preparing to cease elective procedures in Kentucky. And already you're seeing the disparity. And then the growth just continues to the difference. Just by March 20th, there were 5 times as many cases in Tennessee than there were in Kentucky. And Kentucky had been, more or less at parity, slightly testing a little bit more. So this makes all the difference in the world in that regard.